little bit of thunder out there. A thunder shower moving through South County right now. Looks like it'll make landfall Sunday evening as a Cat 4. Let's see, about 165 miles to our east-southeast. You can see the purple or the magenta. That is the extent of the hurricane force winds as the storm is then expected to turn off towards the north, head into Mississippi. So our forecast for tomorrow looks like we will see about a 50, maybe 60% coverage here in the triangle, lesser chances up in the lakes area. And then being on the clean side of the storm, that means lower winds, limited chances of rain Sunday and Monday as highs heat up into the mid-90s. And that'll be the case coming up on Tuesday. Scattered showers and storms may return by next Wednesday, but that's a low-end scattering at 30%.
And not much around here from the storm, just maybe breezy Sunday.
That's the way it's looking.
Okay. Folks, don't go anywhere. It is time for the 409 Sports Blitz in just a couple of minutes.
Live from the 409, Mitchell Law Firm and Golden Triangle Emergency Center Orange present the 409 Sports Blitz on 12 News.
Hello and welcome to the exciting year of high school. Ashly Elam, that's Cam Southern Boxes here at the game of the week. Cam, happened, right?
It was there. Like, we had some good games for sure.
In fact, as we were just very best coverage, and it's good. As actually stopped their mid Sports Blitz game. Have had some great the two folks. Luke Broussard and softly. Nothing. Zone 10 yards. Late ball. Bruce. But that drive. Elijah Gales. Down by a pass. But a scoreboard. It was 6. This game made it left in the third quarter, leading 14-6. So they have called it final. Nederland takes it 14-6 over the Mustangs.
Wow, upset alert. Anything can happen in week one. Now we go over to PNG, the reservation, Bulldogs on the road. It was a pretty low-scoring first half, defense-heavy. First play of the season, though. Jasper going to try to air it out. They do that. Great snag, but they get a turnover on downs here. A great tackle comes through. Ashly Elam trying to make the run. PNG holding strong there, so they're going to get the ball back. Their turn to march on down the field. They get into the red zone, handoff, and into the end zone goes Trahan. That's going to be 7-0 Indians in the first quarter. Now it's Jasper's turn to try to make something happen. Going downfield is Simmons. He's going to get the flag thrown on the play. Laundry on the field, pass interference, so that's going to put Jasper in scoring position. Simmons, though, goes to make the play. He wants it all. He's throwing it towards the pylon. Interception by PNG. Great defense there to hold. Going to take the knee, turnover, and now it's PNG's turn to try to make something happen. Later on in the game, though, Jasper, second quarter, airing it out.
Oh,
Butterfingers!
no!
Butterfingers. Unfortunate play there. Gonna have to have a short memory and get on to the next one. Now it's PNG back with the ball again. Trahan this time breaking a run 20 yards down the sideline. Not going to result in a score. Couple turnovers back and forth. Nice play there by PNG. And then on the last play of the half, that's coming up here in a little bit, you had PNG making a big play. But here it is right now. Fumble on the play. Loose ball. Ball security is job security. Scoop and score as the clock runs out. So PNG takes the 14-0 lead at the half. You can see it was getting a little crazy out there. I was trying to keep the camera straight, but PNG, the Indians, they are up 14-0 over Jasper. Right now, I believe it's 14-7 heading in. Actually, the game is now over, so
That's
PNG
right.
hangs on to win that one.
That's right, Cam. Actually, they just called it due to lightning as well in the third quarter. Usually, if you get 2 quarters in Texas, it counts as a win, but honestly, it's non-district. It doesn't matter. It all depends what the schools decide on. But on the scoreboard, it says final, as you said, PNG 14-7. And hey, Indian fans, you've been looking for a defense? Looks like you got one right now. Move along. Speaking of defense or lack thereof, let's go to the boneyard. Silsby and Vider going at it here. Pirates with the ball. Weston Cipovaldo around the edge, and there goes that man. He's inside the red zone. Pirates setting up shop. And yeah, Elijah Simmons in that slot T around the edge, takes it in for the score. Touchdown Pirates. There were a whole lot of touchdowns in this one. The ensuing kickoff going to Silsby and Draylon Miller. He's got a seam. He's got a chance. He's got a score. Touchdown Tigers, just like that. And get ready, folks, because they're going to keep going back and forth. How about that slot T again? Whoa, nowhere to go. Simmons is going to fumble. J-Ron Williams scooping, scoring, reservations for 6. Touchdown Tigers. And I'm telling you, folks, it would just keep going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But Silsby, they were swinging early on. This time, Mason Brisbane to Adam Signs, and he's in there, and you are not going to believe the final. This is not 6-man football. This is week 1. Vider pulls it off, knocking off the Tigers out of Silsby, 51-48.
Shootout. My goodness, 100 points. We go down LCM up against Hampshire Finette. It's in Hampshire Finette. First play of the game, little play action, but look out, ball on the floor. Somebody going to scoop it up there. It is going to be back in Hampshire Finette's hands. Next play of the game, quarterback again in the shotgun. He drops back. Ashton Landry looking, going downfield. Throw going to be there. Great catch. And they are going to call this one a catch as he steps out of bounds. See the referees waving the arms there. So a nice play. Still got the Longhorns fired up. Now we go the other way. Whop, look out. Bad snap, broken play. Trying to scramble for it. Dipping the shoulder. Is going to get chopped down there. Good play to try to stick with it, but not going to result in anything there. Moving along. Handoff here. Breaking it outside the tackle. Look out. Lane to run, and a nice tackle, though, out in the open field. Brings him down there. Now back the other way. LCM with the ball. Another play action. Little sweet pass out to the right side. Little lane to run as well there. Gonna get tackled, though. Still moving the sticks. And the Longhorns trying to play some defense here, but it's LCM still in control of it. Another sweet play over to the right side. Number 7 having himself a great first half, breaking free and all the way to the house for a score, putting the team on his back there. It's 13-0 right now in the third quarter. Longhorns going to be trying to make a comeback there.
And I'm telling you folks, usually, at this time of the night we have all these final scores rolling in, but with all these storms, or I say this little cluster of storms, Patrick Vaughn a little unhappy with that, but it's not his fault. He did his best with the weather tonight. But yes, a lot of games are being called in the third quarter, or that's the last scores we have. How about we go up north, my friend, to Newton, Titletown, if you will. A battle of Eagles, and there goes the handoff there. Jalen Kibble got himself a nice pickup there for the Eagles of the black and gold variety, also known as Newton. Then the pass going out to Gibson, over the top, nice grab. Woodville is going to be able to toss the ball around this year, folks, and they were trying to hang tough here with Newton. More from the Eagles. This time the pass is incomplete, but here we go. Nothing doing for Newton. Now the toss going out. Once again, there's just not a whole lot of things going on for the Newton Eagles. As we go to the final, Woodville, they fall. They are trailing Newton right now. It is 40-14 in the fourth quarter. Some other scores from tonight. I'll get it started, Cam. How about this? Port Arthur Memorial, they take on Lancaster. That's not Lancaster. They're very picky about that. Lancaster, the Tigers, they beat them 27-7. That game was played over Prairie View. Big time win for the Titans. And Lumberton on the road right now, pulling off an upset. They lead Columbus 24-19.
The upset alert. I mean, anything can happen in week one. A lot of week one jitters out there, and you can see it flowing right now. We go to another scoreboard. Bridge City 14-14 with Boona. And Hardin Jefferson putting up the goose egg. They fall to Cold Spring Oakhurst 14-0.
Cam, just like I have to learn how to say your last name, Cybert, that is Buna. We're going to teach you all these local towns. That's what this is all about. Friday nights having a good time. Hardin, they are doubling up Kuntz right now. It is 14-7. That is your final Hornets win. And Kirbyville, folks, they grab a win up at Hemphill. That's a big win there for their first-year head coach. 17-16. Gotta love that. Great start here, opening quarter. And, I was joking with Cam earlier. This is my 23rd season covering high school football in Southeast Texas. Cam, how old are you?
Turning 23 in a couple weeks, Ashley, so.
That's when I know I'm getting old. And as we go to the break, and I'm going to cry a little bit right now, it is time for the 409 Sports Band of the Week. It is the Golden Pride of the Golden Triangle, the Nederland Bulldog Band. how about those Nederland Bulldogs? They were up 14-6 when the game was called in the third quarter. A lot of games getting shut down early on. What would it be, high school football in Southeast Texas, without, hey, global pandemic, a hurricane right next door to our neighbors, and, of course, a lightning storm the first night. But,
yeah.
Cam, I got to say, you're killing it so far. Got to tell you that.
Easing my way into it. You're absolutely right, though. I mean, what is a first night on 409 Sports Blitz without some lightning delays?
That's what it's all about.
We go to the Alumni Bowl, though.
That's right. Let's go out there. BISD Alumni Bowl.
Absolutely. Westbrook, Beaumont United. 13-6 there, as we can see on the scoreboard. But here we go to Bryce Anderson, the man himself, slinging it right across the middle of the field. Great catch. Plenty of room to run. Keeping that head downfield. We're finally going to knock him out of bounds there, but that's down in towards the red zone, so a chance to set up a score. And as long as Bryce Anderson's got some receivers this year, Westbrook is going to be a threat. We switch sides of the ball. It's the Timberwolves' turn. A little speed to get outside, looking downfield on the run, pinpoint accuracy, and look out, getting into the secondary, plenty of room to run all the way down the sideline, turn it on the Jets, and that's to the house. So Beaumont United answering back there, able to get themselves on the board. And you always know there's plenty of rivalry.
Everybody gets a jump in here, right? Everybody.
Oh, yeah, give me a chest bump. Back the other way, Anderson in the shotgun. He's just going to take it himself, getting to the outside, headed for that pylon. And he's high-stepping all the way to the end zone. So the Bruins getting back on the board as well. A couple of youngsters getting involved. High five, man. You may be going big places someday. Let me get an autograph, something like that. And already cut into another clip of Anderson, wheeling it towards the end zone. Looking back, is anybody going to catch me? No. Coasting all the way in there again for a score. Again, I mean, Westbrook really threatening this year. Great defense, and you can see they have the offense. A little bit of swagger. 27-13, like you said, Ashley, that one actually ends after Lightning shuts it down. 27-13.
That's right. They were just about to kick off the third quarter when they finally said enough is enough, because they actually delayed the start of this one. And it was just a couple of years ago when they were supposed to play each other. This was our game of the week. We were out there. A storm shut down that game. They had to come back to play on Saturday. They did get 2 quarters in. It all depends what the schools decide on, if they're going to count it as official or not. I will tell you this, next week's going to be very confusing, with some teams calling themselves 1-0 and the other ones saying, hey, the game doesn't count. So going to look forward to those arguments next week when we look at the standings.
Controversy.
That's right. How about we go right down the road to Beaumont's Kelly High School, taking on the Evadale Rebels. Third quarter, and that's Carter Holmes with a 6-yard touchdown. And the route is already on. Dogs up 35-0. But how about Evadale trying to get the ball? Offsides penalty. He's going to give Evadale life first down. Short run up the middle. That's going to set up Jody Isabel. And he is going to take this ball 21 yards into your living room. Evadale 2-point conversion was no good. It was 35-6. And as we go to the final, the Rebels, they fall here in Beaumont. Kelly takes it 49-6.
Rolling on, and how about this pronunciation, Ashley?
Dishler.
Anahuac.
Oh, I thought you were going for the running back.
Anahuac versus Orangefield, and well, here it is. Dishler on the sweep, getting to the outside. Hard tackle, but going to pick up some solid ground there. And it's still Orangefield with it here, advancing down in towards the red zone. That's actually on the goal line there, enough to stuff it on through. It was Ashworth, I believe, punching it in. And now the other way, or actually still Orangefield with it on offense. This one being broken down the sideline, turbo time, all the way to the crib. And another touchdown on the run game for Orangefield. Really lit him up in this one. Another one to the house, running for the pylon. Everybody getting their chance to score. That time the quarterback. Cheerleaders having a good time. But then let's see what Anahuac can offer. Not much, because they get sacked there in the backfield. Great play coming around from the defensive end. And more Orangefield running long touchdowns. Really great game for Dishler. 46-13. Anahuac, the Panthers, they fall in this one.
I can tell you Coach Josh Smiley will definitely be thrilled with the way how his team started out. Now, last night I took the trip up to Jasper, and guess what? There was a lightning delay there. A storm rolled in.
Shocker.
West Rusk. I see what you said there. Yeah, shocker. West Rusk with the ball here, and they were looking tough out of the gate. That's Ty Harper, and he's got himself a first down for the Raiders. Then out of the Wildcat, that's Jimmy Harper giving West Rusk, that's very hard to say, by the way, a touchdown. It is 7-0 Raiders at this point. East Chambers, they lost a ton of talent last year, including Ernest Caesar III, the Willie Ray Smith Award winner. But hey, that's Jacoby Peralt, the quarterback, finding KK Morris. You're going to hear those names a lot this year, and that is a first down, but the drive would stall. Now, Wes Rusk with the ball. Andon Mata finds Will Jackson. Nice little pickup there for the Raiders, but they would be forced to punt. So it's still just 7-0. East Chambers in this ball game early on. The handoff's going to go to KK Morris, and he's going to do the rest. 58 yards. He's actually going to get pushed into the end zone. He's in there for the score. Extra point was good, and hey, we were all tied up at 7. Would this young Buccaneer team be able to swing that momentum, grab onto it, and pull off an upset? Unfortunately, as I was pulling for you, Bucks, and actually I picked you to win, all the support, no, because here come those Raiders immediately 2 plays later. Mata to Jeremiah Smith on the screenplay, 66 yards, 14-7. West Rusk, they led last night 31-7, and the final was 38-14. East Chambers losing their season opener. They will travel to Sour Lake next week to take on the Hardin Jefferson Hawks. How about some other scores from tonight? First of all, Kip Generations, they went to Coleman Hill, and the Bulldogs take that one 40-14. High Island and Cushing, I can tell you that game was actually canceled, folks. Other scores from tonight.
We go Deweyville, West Hardin, 20-6 in the third quarter right now. And what's the situation there, Ashley?
Nothing reported out of Holiday Zeta and Somerville. By the way, one of my favorite mascots, the Jaguars, are Somerville. Also, no scores reported out of Chester and a Legacy Christian. Unfortunately, you know, if we don't get the scores, we can't pass them along. So feel free to go ahead and send in your scores. You can email them. Use that hashtag 409Sports. We're just getting started this, year. And also, we had storms, and people were worried about hurricanes. But we still have football. And I can't be any more excited than that.
Absolutely. Friday Night Lights are back, and they're back at a good time, an unprecedented time where people really needed football. You can feel that when you're out at the field tonight, Ashley.
So we're going to get into this a little bit more, but before we take a break, Cam, what is your first thoughts on Texas high school football?
I mean, of course, I've seen Friday Night Lights plenty of times, the show, the movie. I'd say it's pretty precise. I mean, it lived up to it. I was out there at P&G, plenty of people packing into the stands to watch that one, and yeah, I mean, these players are no joke. Big players, really putting on a good show, and I'm just excited for the rest of the season, Ashley. We're just getting started here on 409 Sports.
That's right. Gotta love it. When we come back, we're going to recap the game of the week, which unfortunately got cut short to lightning. That's coming up after the break here on the 409 Sports Blitz. And welcome back to a wild and wacky week one of the 409 Sports Blitz. We've had storms, we've had delays, we've had crazy scores, and we've had some low-scoring scores. We've had just about everything, to be honest.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, I shot the cheerleader bump there, and it took a couple takes. I mean, you'd think that they could recite that quite easily, but it is a mouthful. 409 Sports Blitz, you got a lot to say there.
Well,
it took a few takes.
and you got to give it to them, though, first of all. I mean, it's like, you tell them the 12 news part, they got the 12 news part, then you got the 409 Sports Blitz, and you got to just bring it all together. And we thank you, cheerleaders. I will still say that. We thank you every time you participate. It's a great time, and actually it's more fun when you get like the outtakes. If you could ever see them, they're hilarious. They have a good time on the sidelines. But I'll tell you who was looking to have a good time tonight. It was our game of the week, Beaumont United, and, well, actually, no, that was not our game of the week. Game of the week.
Almost was.
It was Nederland and West Orange-Stark. Sorry, the Alumni Bowl was fresh in my head. That's head coach Monty Barrow looking over with his Nederland Bulldogs. And this was the very opening kick of the football season, and that's Dakarian Judge. There he goes to the house, and what a way to start the season, but with a kickoff return for a touchdown. Then more trouble here for Big Ned. This time their offense can't get it going. Sacked by Quentin Walker and Jalen Brown. West Orange-Stark now with a punt. It looks like it's just going to be killed. Not a big deal, right? Well, Kenneth Fusler has other ideas inside his own 4-yard line. He's going to scoop it up, and he takes it out to midfield. Talking about making something out of absolutely nothing.
Love that play. High IQ.
How about this play? That's Fusler, the wide receiver who just made that nice return. Over the top of the defender. Doesn't get any better than that. Big first down. Here comes West Orange-Stark, though, trying to get things going. And that is going to be Elijah Gales coming up with a nice run in the first down. But as we go to the final, this game technically didn't make final. It was in the third quarter, but they did call it a final. 14-6. Nederland was on top. And, you know, you're almost frustrated that we didn't get to see this one finish, Cam. I mean, I was out there, and I saw it was 6-0 in a flash. And I'm like, oh, here we go. We're going to have a wild game. You know, 6-0 at halftime, and then the Lightning rolls in. And, you know, we're never going to know what's going to happen in that game.
Yeah, I had a feeling that one would be a low-scoring grueler, and it turned out it was. Like you said, who knows what was going to happen if that came down the finish. Nederland, though, kind of an underdog story there, coming out on top at the stoppage, at least. And, I mean, I don't know, West Orange-Stark, I think they are a defensive team this year.
They are,
been an interesting game if it goes the whole distance. You know?
And there was a couple of big storylines in this one. First of all, there was a lot of distractions. Coach Cornell Thompson was not with his team at West Orange-Stark. He was recovering from COVID. Luckily, he's home from the hospital, doing well, watching his Mustangs, streaming them, and I'm sure he's going to have something to say to his team next Monday. Hopefully, he will be back healthy, back at work. And then also, you know, we can't forget about what head coach Monty Barrow went through at Nederland. His mother passed away this week. And our thoughts and prayers definitely going out to the Barrow family. Class act. They've always been the best at us here at 409 Sports. So, like I said, we send our thoughts and prayers to them. And, Coach, we're thinking of you.
A lot more than football this game.
That's right. That's what it's all about. But now it is time to get back to the football, and it is time for the 409 Sports Blitz Hit of the Week. And no, I'm told it is not ready. We're going to try to get to that later.
Tease.
After the break, we'll see you. And welcome back to the 409 Sports Blitz. It's been a night. It's been a great night. We're excited that the season's back. I'm excited to have Cam over here. Wait, I got to learn which way I got to point at him over here from our boxes here. Cam getting his first taste of Texas high school football. And, of course, you brought thunderstorms with you, so I'm blaming you.
Yeah, I guess maybe somewhat of a bad luck charm. But no, I mean, it's been a lot of fun tonight, Ashly. Like you said, it's been wild. Lightning, all kinds of different stuff, all kinds of elements getting thrown at us, but an absolute blast, no doubt. And again, just looking forward to what's going to be a great season. You already know that. Unprecedented time with the pandemic and all, but I'm sure people are going to be real excited for football to be back. They
certainly will. And, you know, speaking of blast, how about it's time for the 409 Sports Blitz Hit of the Week? And it comes from Hampshire Finette, the quarterback there. Heckerman is in a heck of a lot of trouble before he gets taken down there by Amir Washington. That knocks the helmet right off of him. That is the 409 Sports Blitz Hit of the Week. So nice. Let's take a look at it twice.
Make it plural.
Gonna feel that in the morning. That's for sure. And you know, with that, we're moving on to the play of the week. That's right. It's all about the week this time. The hits, the plays, everything right now. And where else would the 409 Sports Blitz play of the week come from than the game of the week? Let's take a look at it.
The play of the week, brought to you by 5 Point Credit Union.
And it came on the very first play of the season. That is Dakarian Judge, who takes the opening kick over 90 yards to the house. The Mustangs went up 6-0, but that was their only points they scored all night, 14-6. Nederland would take it in a lightning-shortened game. So once again, you start off the season like that, lightning in a bottle, then you get lightning stopping the game.
Yeah, that's when your defense and your special teams is your best thing going right now. And yeah, I mean, reservations for 6 on the first play, but Nederland able to get the ball back. They spread things out a little bit. That's where they're going to be successful. I think for West Orange-Stark, we're just going to have to see some more offense. I mean, it is early. It is early, no doubt about that. But Nederland, yeah, 14-6, that was coming out of nowhere for me. I was not expecting it.
You know, and Coach Cornell Thompson said that he thought his offense was actually ahead of the defense. He had some questions about the secondary, but that defense, you know, looking pretty good at that time. Once again, you just don't know what would happen at the end of the ball game.
Yep.
Tip your hat, though, to Nederland Bulldogs. Big Ned, D-O-G-G-I-S, those doggies, they did their best tonight, and they looked good in that lightning-shortened game with head coach Monty Barrow leading his team. I'm sure he had a heavy heart tonight, understandable, but they went out there and they got the job done. We're looking forward to seeing what Big Ned can do. They're coming off a 3-round, advancement in the playoffs last year in the regional round. That hadn't happened in Nederland in a while, so even though they lost a lot of players, we got to keep an eye on Big Ned.
Absolutely. The dogs were barking tonight. Look out.
Now, and I just want to get a taste of, football from around the country. You come from Massachusetts, correct? UMass, at least. I know that.
Yeah, oh, well, you don't want to get into UMass football. That's college, and they were the worst college football team for a long time running there.
But how would you say it compared from what you've seen from your high school football down here to Texas?
Well, I was surprised to ask someone at the game tonight, how many students are PNGs? Is 1,200 or to 1,500, which is similar to my high school. And I can tell you that, yeah, the level of play was not the same at my high school by any means. I think, different sports we were a little better at. Basketball is more of my high school sport, but we still had some athletes, no doubt about it. Still some players who went to the next level, played in college.
Understand.
A couple guys who maybe went to the NFL, but nothing quite. I mean, it just doesn't compare. Everybody eats, sleeps, and breathes football down here, so there's a reason why everybody's so good.
And the best part about this was just week 1. This is just getting your feet wet, putting your toe in the water. Non-district games where, they count on your record, but they really don't count in the long run. It all matters to district and then playoffs when it gets nuts, and you're going to get to see the rivalries we have here, especially one we like to call Mid-County Madness between PNG and Nederland. That's when you have 13,000 people, standing room only, reacting to every single play. It's unbelievable. I can't wait to see that game this year.
Oh, I'm sure that's going to be an experience. I've heard a lot about it. Yeah, absolutely looking forward to that. Mid-County Madness and just, Friday Night Lights, man. Living it in real life has been, so far, only one weekend. It's been amazing.
Now, when we come back, we're going to start talking about next week's games because we have some great matchups that we're going to look at. I'm going to be posting those on Twitter. You're going to be voting for a 409 Sports Blitz Game of the Week. Hopefully the tropics stay quiet, and you will see us out at a stadium next week doing what we love to do, getting out there and mixing it up, seeing the coaches, the players, the reactions, and all that good stuff. But it all worked out. We were indoors tonight when the storm rolled in, so all's well that ends well. We have more coming up on the other side of the break on the 409 Sports Blitz. Hello and welcome back to 409 Sports Blitz. You have to excuse me, I'm scrolling through here looking at scores because that's what I do on a night like this. Lumberton has just gone final. Lumberton beat the Columbus Cardinals 31-19, and they were about a 20-point underdog. So how about that for week one?
Whoa, yeah.
Gotta love that. And also I saw coming across, I believe, yes, the Somerville Jaguars, they defeated Holday Zeta 38-10. I was hoping for a Bobcat win, but it just did not go their way to start off the season.
Yeah, I don't know what that word is you're even saying.
Jaguars, it's a type of Native American. It's just a specific tribe, but I mean, it just sounds cool. Jaguars.
It does sound very cool. Jaguars. Yeah, fair enough.
And also, you haven't, like, as I'm scrolling here, taking a look at a few more scores. Nothing else coming in final right now, as we had plenty of lightning delays. I believe it said that the last I saw here, LC was actually up 26-0 according to ScoreStream, 26-0 over Hampshire Finette. But of course, I'm sure they were dealing with lightning over there as well. Just wait till you get to come across some of the French names we have in our area, Cam. I cannot wait till some of those start popping up in the highlights.
Yeah, the names are always fun. I mean, hey, we take some lightning if it means we get to dodge a Category 3 hurricane, I guess, right?
I mean, yeah, I mean, and we definitely, our prayers and our thoughts and everything, you know, we're switching gears a little bit. We're thinking about the folks over there in Louisiana, especially in the Houma, New Orleans area. We've been through our, fair share of storms. That's why we're in here tonight. In fact, we were preparing in case the hurricane came this situation to this area. So that's why we're in studio tonight. Definitely thinking about those. A lot of people here in Southeast Texas, we have relatives right across that border. So going to be a stressful week even for us left back here in Texas, hoping the very best for our neighbors over there in Louisiana. Now, we are looking ahead to next week on the 409 Sports Blitz, and here's a look at some of the big-time games. Westbrook, they will hope to get a full game in when they return home to take on the Tomball Memorial Wildcats. Last year, these teams had a shootout. I believe Tomball beat them like 60-something to 50-something. It was a wild game that went back and forth, so I would definitely expect some points to be put up on the board. And then P&G, they are at home taking on Beaumont United. Last year, Beaumont United had a big lead on the Indians, and the Timberwolves faded late. The Tribe was able to rally and pull off the win, but that's two more teams that did not get to complete their game. And you got to wonder how that's going to affect them next week.
Yeah, you got to think they're just hungry to get a full game under the belt. Absolutely. P&G, it felt like tonight had some stuff that they weren't able to put on display. So you have to think they get to practice, they tighten up the bolts a little bit, and then they let it fly. Barbers Hill, Port Arthur Memorial. Got to think Port Arthur Memorial in that one. Silsbee and Jasper. is the other game next week.
That's right. Okay, so I can tell you this: Barbers Hill, they can pile up some points, but Port Arthur Memorial, they knocked off Lancaster tonight, 27-7, a DFW power. They met at Prairie View, and for the Titans to start out the year like that with a 20-point win over the Tigers, that lets you know the Titans are definitely for real. I'm not going to get into the messy details of it, but Silsbee and Jasper, they don't like each other. They don't like each other in any sport, in fact. The fans have gone back and forth since the beginning of time. The Tigers and the Bulldogs, if you want to see a nasty yet friendly rivalry at sometimes, I'm letting you know, Silsbee and Jasper is the one. It's going to get chippy out there, and hopefully cooler heads will prevail, but that's a good one next week.
Absolutely. Always love it when there's a little bad blood on the line.
And how about more bad blood? There's a little bit of a rivalry here, East Chambers and Hardin Jefferson. And LCM travels to West Orange-Stark. Cam, how about this rivalry? It is known as the Orange Bowl, since both teams are technically from Orange.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense, yeah.
It does, and it could also be called the Earl Thomas Bowl because Earl Thomas played for both schools. But we are coming to the very end of week 1 of the 409 Sports Blitz. Have you caught your breath? Are you good, Cam?
Yeah, caught my breath a little bit, but I mean, hey, it was a lot of fun. I just can't wait for the rest of the season. I know I've said that a couple times, but it's the truth, Ashly, and of course we'll be getting things together. Hopefully the Lightning can prevail a little bit.
As we heard thunder just now.
Exactly.
It's going to be a good time. We are looking forward to next week. Can't wait to see you again. Once again, the 409 Sports Blitz, week 2, next week.